Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and Indiegogo redesigned itself. I became aware of this a couple days ago. I did a video about how it adjusted some of the backers to unique backers, and it adjusted. I showed it. It was like it was like a 10 to 2% for my sales, so it really didn't affect much. The thing is, I didn't go freaking under the hood. Like, I didn't really do anything with the website. So just got 6 books out, 3 of them new. So it was Iron Sights 1, 2, and 3, Possible Stars 1 and 2, Capture or Kill. Should be getting those within, I don't know, a week. And so I went to go update it, which is my favorite part. And then I saw the back end for Indiegogo, and holy shit. I have never seen anything like this ever. This isn't like, oh, the UI is a little different. Or the thing I find is something you used to have to click like 2 buttons to do, now you gotta do 3. Like, it just takes you to another like sub directory. This is a completely new website in every way. Every single function for creators is different. So I basically have to start at square one. Like, literally just changing the status. And I mean, the old way was very simple, very intuitive, very clear. This looks like it's for DevOps. Like, this is, holy shit. So now I have to decide, am I going to learn how to do Indiegogo again from scratch with a much more wonky everything, or just go with Kickstarter or something like that. So anyway, a couple days ago, Gretchen, Felker-Martin, you can literally tell an actual trans person from a trans trender, or a what is it called, auto-gynophile, someone who gets turned on by dressing up like a woman. You can literally tell by the name they choose. If it's like, oh, my cousin transitioned, oh, what's their name? Mary Felker-Martin. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, Mary was my grandmother's name. Oh, okay. So that's probably like an actual trans person. Oh, my cousin transitions, what's their name? Princess Opal Starshine. I've never known a Gretchen. I'm freaking in my 50s. I've never known a Gretchen. I've known old grandmas. Like, grandmas when I was a kid were named Gretchen. I think women in Germany are still named Gretchen. No, but it's always like these literary style names. So Gretchen Felker-Martin needed attention. And boy, did the right wing help him out. So this thread started with him talking about what he said to like the DC exec who called him to say that he was fired. And of course it's completely one-sided. It's like, and I said this. No, you didn't. Certainly not the way you're saying it. It was so then he goes on to talk about what he would have done if he wouldn't have gotten fired. So he says, anyway, my outline for the series, which after the first year is not under NDA, ended with Red Hood assassinating the president on live TV. So, this is a lie. So it's a lie that turns into a joke. The right wing is presenting this as, well, it's interesting. It looks like Wes is trying to have it both ways. Like, he's trying to be like, while also recognizing, oh, these are lies and jokes. So the idea that they're going to fire you, but then you can talk about it, but it's under NDA, but it isn't. Like, shut the fuck up. So he goes on, he says, the entire issue, which was the outline for the series, which after the first year ended. Okay, so it's not a series, it's a maxi series. If it ends, if you have already written the final issue. By the way, that's not how it works. This would have been an outline, but also this is a lie. The entire issue was Jason assembling a rifle, while in the background, an uncut far-right rally speech went on and on and on and on. No other dialogue. Then, 3 pages of silence as he tries to escape. Jason is cornered and puts a gun to his head. Cut to black, gunshot. So, clearly, this is a reference to Charlie Kirk, which is one of the reasons that Gretchen Felker-Martin got fired. So, one of the things about these trans trenders and these guys like Mags is they have this really stupid, like, teenager sarcasm humor. No, this is not. No. And then you can tell it's a lie because the next part of the thing goes, then we cut to Batman, and he'd look right at the reader and say, I think that was cool, and I endorse it happening to real Nazis in reality. That's right, I know about reality. I am a comic man stuck in a comic. So this is, Mags, all these trans trenders, they all have the exact same autistic sarcasm humor. This is not what happened. None of this has happened, starting with the ridiculously one-sided rendition of the final call with DC to the ridiculous idea that a series which is ongoing is going to have an end, and the end is going to be Jason Todd assassinating the president because he's giving a far-right rally speech. It's so odd phrasing. Starts off with a lie, like, man, and then I knocked his ass out. And then basically started doing this dopey, autistic sarcasm humor. Very clearly a joke. So much so that Wes could only go, like, halfway. And he couldn't be like, oh, because other people are saying, like, oh, this is the real plan. You actually thought that Batman was going to look at the reader and say, I think that was cool, and I endorse it happening to real Nazis in reality. Again, real Nazis in reality, again, that's this little cutesy pie. Like, Gretchen is a man in his 40s, as is Mags. But they all want to talk like what did they used to have in the WB shows? There would be like the cool guy, and then there would be like what's his? Scotty Evil. Like the character he would play on Buffy, that's what they want to be in their 40s. Like, I'm like the cool, quirky friend. No, you're a fat man who pretends to be a woman and is obsessed. Gretchen spent years wishing death on anyone who disagreed with him. And not just like, fuck that guy, I hope he gets hit by a car, but very, very graphic fantasies of murder. Over and over and over and over again. And I think the Charlie Kirk, plus the comments about cops not being real people, I think it was the final straw. Just as that, what was that Star Wars writer who was like, eat a boot covered in shit? Why not filled with shit? Like, why not just say eat shit? Like, what does the boot have to do with anything? But just because someone is autistic, lying, has a terrible sense of humor, doesn't mean you also have to play along with their reindeer games. Again, starting off with a completely ridiculous story about telling the man what time it is. Then going into these, like, pseudo-business talk, like, anyway, my outline for the series, which after the first year is not under NDA, ended with Red Hood assassinating the president on live TV. No, it fucking didn't. Now, I can almost see that being approved by Tom King. But Red Hood was in the regular DC universe. Stuff like that, this storyline never gets approved ever. And then the outline doesn't say like approved outline. Gretchen can walk this back and say, like, oh, I turned in an outline for the first 6 issues and that was approved, but mentally this is where I was going and I was planting the seeds. Again, just because someone is autistic, a liar, and has a bad sense of humor doesn't mean we also need to be like this. The entire issue was Jason assembling a rifle, while in the background, an uncut far-right rally speech went on and on and on. No other dialogue. Then 3 pages of silence as he tries to escape. Jason is cornered, puts a gun to his head. Cut to black. Gunshot. No, the fuck it didn't. That's all a lie. And then, realizing that he went way out on a limb, and this is completely unbelievable, then he just goes just for the straight, transgender, autistic sarcasm. Then we cut to Batman, and he'd look right at the reader and say, I think that was cool, and I endorse it happening to real Nazis in reality. That's right, I know about reality. I am a comic book man stuck in a comic. Well, Gretchen, you are no longer a comic man stuck in a comic because your ass got fired! Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.